Justice Roberts, writing for the six-justice majority, kicked things back down to the trial court. Quote, on demand, the district court must carefully analyze the indictment's remaining allegations to determine whether they, too, involve conduct for which a president must be immune from prosecution. The parties and the district court must ensure that sufficient allegations support the indictment's charges without such conduct. And the opinion starts with the premise that presidents have lots of power, powers they wield exclusively and do not share with Congress. The court describes the president's core powers as taking care that the laws are faithfully executed, commanding the military, and dismissing officers he has appointed, and pardoning people who committed crimes. So the court created three buckets: core official acts, non-core official acts, and unofficial acts. But as you'll see, there's very little difference between the official acts, and very little will qualify as an unofficial act. And the court states, quote, we conclude that under our constitutional structure of separated powers, the nature of presidential power requires that a former president have some immunity from criminal prosecution for official acts during his tenure in office. At least with respect to the president's exercise of his core constitutional powers, this immunity must be absolute. As for his remaining official acts, he is also entitled to immunity. At the current stage of proceedings in this case, however, we need not and do not decide whether that immunity must be absolute or instead whether a presumptive immunity is sufficient. So with respect to the exercise of core powers, the president is apparently absolutely immune from any criminal prosecution related to using those powers. And the court goes on to note that in cases involving Richard Nixon and Aaron Burr, judges recognize that the president has a presumptive privilege to withhold certain papers and communications. Though oddly, in both of those cases, Presidents Nixon and Jefferson were compelled to produce records and recordings because of the public interest in those records was strong enough to overcome the presumptive privilege. However, the court sees the Trump case differently because Trump is the subject of a criminal prosecution. Quote, criminally prosecuting a president for unofficial conduct undoubtedly poses a far greater threat of intrusion on the authority and functions of the executive branch than simply seeking evidence in his possession, as in Burr and Nixon. The danger